right. We're going to be focusing on the lower legs today and legs in general, but we're going to get started on our backs. Have a block or something block-like to help prop up your hips because we're going to get started in supported bridge. So just lay down, find your block, take a second, press play on your playlist if you haven't yet. And then your eyes can either close or soften as you find that bridge. And if you're like not sure what that is, basically feet are in front of you, knees point up, and then you lift the hips up and then bring a block underneath you. If you have thin blocks, like these thinner blocks that are a little bit smaller, you can always do 2 of those. Otherwise, probably the low height or the mid height. Probably don't want it to be the highest height. Hands can come down by your sides, and then you can just settle in and breathe here. And then I have some options for you here. So here you can stay. You can elongate your legs long in front of you. Or if you really want to kind of get started in the ankles and the lower feet, like I said, we're focusing on today, you're going to bring the feet back. And then I'll tell you halfway through, but if you're going to come with me, you're going to grab your left ankle. So try to find that left ankle and then keep drawing it back. Keep drawing it back, more back until you can come onto the top of the foot. And it's going to feel like a lot. It could feel like a lot in the knee. If it feels way too much in the knee, please don't do it. If it feels a lot in the ankle, it's pretty safe shape for your ankle. So you can feel that stretch be pretty intense. And we'll just hold it here for about 30 seconds. So today's slow flow, right? We're going to start off slow and low to the ground. We'll do a couple of things standing and then draw it back down. I want you to feel the stretch here. If you have your ankle coming back towards you, it's basically kind of like a hero's pose. You can straighten your right leg as well. It might feel like a lot to do both of these things, but you can try. And then just take 2 more breaths here on this side. Of course, if you're just in your regular bridge or both legs are just straight, you can stay where you are. Otherwise, take 1 more breath. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. If you straightened 1 leg, bring it back. You'll undo the ankle here, so let go of that left foot, bring it back. You might want to kind of flex and point the foot here a couple of times. You can lift your feet off the ground. Circle the ankles, and then you'll take it to the other side. So we'll start with the left foot grounded. You grab your right ankle until you keep pulling it back until your right foot is closer to your right glute, until the top of the toes can come all the way down. So big toe points behind you. Woo-wee. I don't think I can straighten my left leg on this side. So you stay wherever you feel comfortable. Again, if this is way too much, please don't do it if you feel anything bad in the knee. If you feel a lot of intensity in the ankle, it's pretty safe for the ankle, so you can hang out in discomfort. You don't always have to run away from things that are hard. Sometimes you can just try to breathe through it, especially when it's this temporary, as long as it's not the knee. Or if you have an injury in your ankle. All right, take 3 more breaths. Woo! All right, let it go. 1 more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Let it go. Come back to your neutral bridge. Press your feet, or actually, let's lift our feet off the floor again and then point and flex your toes, create little ankle rolls. And then we'll come into a little bit of active bridging here. So let's place the feet on the floor. Lift your hips up towards the sky. Take a second here. I want you to think about lengthening the hip flexors. So think about your hips lifting up, but also think about your glutes pressing forward, your knees pressing forward. And then from here, just hold, right? Find the little slow movement here as you very slowly come onto your tippy toes, lifting up as slowly as you can until you're all the way up there on your tippy toes. And then slow and controlled, lower it down. The heels come down in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Do that again. And a count of 5, lift up your heels for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top for a second. Slow and controlled for a count of 5. Lower your heels down. And then do that one more round. Lift your heels up, slow and controlled for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your hips down with it. Draw the knees into your chest. Rock a little side to side. And then you're going to rock and roll yourself all the way up to your tabletop. Take your time to get there. Come on to all fours. Just going to quickly take off sweatshirt. Find some cat-cow. So just take a few moments to hop into your cat-cows. Finding movements that feel good. And then come back through your neutral. You're going to tuck your toes, coming into your toes pose. Tuck your toes, try to bring your pinky toes forward too, and then lean back onto your heels. And then from here, you can stay if this feels like enough, or you can walk your hands back. Maybe you walk your hands so far back that it comes onto your lap and you stack your head over your hips. Make sure again that your pinky toes are forward. And then just feel this stretch on the feet. Focusing on the soles of the feet here. You likely also feel a stretch or some kind of sensation in your shins. Try to breathe through it. If you need, you can always lean forward a little bit for less weight on the heels. If you don't do this often, it's going to be pretty intense. Take another breath. Whew. And then lower your hands back into your tabletop. Untuck your toes. Press into the tops of the feet. Maybe you tap them one at a time. Draw your knees together and your toes together. And then I want you to sink back onto your heels. Walk your hands back and just notice if this feels okay in the knee. If it doesn't, you can find a, I don't know, back to that toe stand and work on your toes again. Otherwise, see if you can bring your right hand underneath your right knee and just kind of lift up that right knee so that you're getting a stretch in your right ankle. Breathe here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop that knee down. Bring your right hand by your right side or to a block, and then left hand scoops underneath your left knee. And then lift that knee up, getting a stretch on your left ankle. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then maybe you're able to do both. So leaning back and picking up both knees and walking your hands back. And if not, you can just do one at a time and take 2 breaths in each. We're here for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Slowly lower them back down. All right, walk your hands in front of you. You're going to lift your right ankle off of the floor here, and then you're going to place the top of that right ankle to where the ankle meets the calf muscle. You might need to move your right knee out a little bit. So where the ankle meets the calf muscle, so the bottom of that left meaty part. And then from there, you can begin to sink your hips back. So you begin to put weight on that ankle, and it acts as like a little myofascial release here on the calf. And if you feel like you could do more, you can walk your hands back. And maybe you walk your hands all the way back so you're fully weighted on the leg, or maybe use a block. For me, that's a little intense. I'm going to keep my hands in front of me. And we'll just take 5 breaths here. All right, take 2 more breaths. Woo. Last one. All right, so you're gonna walk your hands back, and then you're gonna bring that ankle now to the middle of the meaty part of the calf, and then sink back down. So this could feel more intense or less intense. For me, it feels more intense. You can walk your hands back any amount, and again, same thing. You can lift your torso up so it's stacked over the ankle if that isn't too much for you, and your hands can come to blocks, or your hands can even come to your heart. Woohoo! So you've got a nice loose calf muscle that doesn't feel that much sensation, or maybe you just have a high pain tolerance or discomfort tolerance, right? It's not pain. All right, take another breath here, and then walk your hands forward. Undo that. Sometimes I like to kind of just slide that right ankle on top of that calf muscle up and down a couple of times. Feels loving after giving it a little torture. And then I'll take it to the other side. So right foot ground, or right leg grounds down. Now top of your left ankle comes to where your ankle meets the calf. So that bottom of the meaty part. And then again, same thing here. You can lean back with your hands in front of you. You can walk your hands back, or you can even bring your hands by your hips on blocks or tented fingertips, or even bring your hands to your heart. Find a shape that feels sustainable and breathe here for 5. Woo, for 4. 3, 2, and 1. Let that go. Walk your hands in front of you here. And then you're going to lift that ankle up and place it in the center of the meaty part of the calf. So on that calf muscle here, begin to lean back. And then again, you can walk your hands back. For me, it gets really intense here. So if you're able to, go for it. Stack your shoulders over your hips and maybe even bring your hands to your heart. Couple of breaths here. Take another couple of breaths. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Walk your hands in front of you. And then if you're like me, you want to give yourself a little pet with your ankle. Just rub that left ankle up and down your right calf muscle for a little bit of love. And then let that go. All right. From here, you're going to tuck your toes. Bring your hands in front of you a bit so that you can come into your down dog. And then you can paddle out your legs, bending into one knee and then the other. Do a couple of paddles like that. Again, we'll focus on the ankles again. So I want you to ground down through your left foot, and then bring your right leg behind you and try to bring your right ball mound of the foot to that left heel so that you're getting a deeper stretch on the calf. So you're using your right foot here to pull your left heel closer to the ground. Keep pressing the earth away, lifting your hips nice and high. Take another breath like this here. And then inhale, reach your right leg up, point and flex your toes a couple of times, maybe circle out that right ankle in one direction and then the other. And then you're going to step your right foot between your hands, and you're going to drop the back knee down. We're not going to stay on your knee for very long, so you don't have to pat it if you don't want. Press into the top of the left foot. All right, notice where your hip here is in space in line with your front knee. Keep it relatively the same. You're going to press into your left foot and lift the top back knee up. And I really want you to work on your left quad here, working to straighten the leg. And you're going to feel that stretch in the front of the left ankle. For me, sometimes it's a little bit hard to reach my hands behind me, but maybe if you want to, you can, creating a little bit more heat. It's slow hold here. Breathe. I'm going to pretend to be doing this with you. My left hand is grounded. Whatever you're doing at home is chill, right? Your both hands can sweep back and you can support here for 3, for 2, and then 1. Drop your back knee down gently. Both hands come back to the floor. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and then straighten your front leg. From here, I want you to pull your right toes back so that you're on your front heel. And then I like to actually bring a block underneath that foot. And then I kind of use that to pull the leg back. But you can also just bring your hand to your foot and pull it back, right hand to right foot, just getting a stretch in the ankle. And then sometimes that also kind of radiates up my leg, so I feel a deeper stretch in my hamstring. Take another breath here. Let go of the toes, so the toes come back down. Bend into your front knee. Spin your back heel flat. Arms come to a T, warrior two. Reach in opposite direction. I'm going to switch sides here for the sake of the camera, but it's right foot staying forward. All right. From here, arms will reach. Keep the right knee over the right ankle, but lift up the front heel. And then just kind of notice how that kind of changes the sensation. Like obviously it goes into your calf muscle, but sometimes I feel like a deeper stretch on the inner thigh as well. And then drop the heel down. See if you can pick up your front toes. They might not go as high as you think. Then you might feel your shin kind of work. Drop the foot down. Come into a goddess squat. So spin your heels in, toes out, bend the elbows, come down nice and low. And then we'll start with the left foot. Lift up your left heel. Whoop. Notice if your pelvis is kind of opening forward. Can you try to lengthen the tailbone down and lift the pelvis as you stay here for 3, for 2, and 1. Drop that heel down. Take it to the other side. Lift your right heel up. Breathe here for 3. Notice again what happens with the hips. Try to even them out. You're here for 2. And 1. Drop the heels down, straighten the legs. Bring your hands to your hips. Pivot your toes in. Engage the core as you fold all the way between the legs here. Hands come to the floor. Let your head grow heavy. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then as we focus on the feet, notice what happens as you kind of shift your weight a little bit forward. And as you shift your weight a little bit further back. Maybe you shift your weight to your inner arches or outer arches. Kind of notice what that feels like. And then find somewhere in neutral. And then walk yourself to the top of the mat. Step back into your down dog. Of course, you can add a vinyasa if that's what you want. Not me today. Take another breath. And then we'll take that to the other side. So now you're going to ground down through your right foot and bring your left toes behind your right heel. And then you'll use your left foot to drag your right heel closer to the floor, getting a stretch deeper into the calf muscle. Keep lifting your hips up and pressing the earth away as you allow your left foot to really weigh down on your right heel. And then lift your left leg up. Point and flex your left toes. Maybe circle out your left ankle in one direction and then the other. And then step your left foot forward. You can drop the back knee down for just a moment so that you can untuck your toes. Notice where your hips are here in space. And then hands can come to tented fingertips around blocks. Press into your right foot until you can lift the back knee off the ground. And then draw your chest forward. Front knee is over front ankle. You're pressing into your right foot, getting a stretch on that right ankle. And then if you want to go for it, your hand can reach back behind you, creating a deeper stretch, core supporting, feeling your inner thighs work. Or you can try just 1, or you can do none. We're here for 3. If you're reaching, magnetize your triceps towards one another. You're here for 2. Take 1 more breath. And gently drop the knee down. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, straighten your front leg. So you're in this pretty wide pyramid. Again, you can do that same thing here where you pick up your front toes and you can just reach for the left foot with your left hand, getting that stretch. I like to bring a block in front And then pull the block back. Breathe. This is the only standing sequence we're doing, so just kind of hang out here for a little bit longer. Breathing deeply. And then let go of the foot. You're going to bend into your front knee, spin your back heel flat, come up to your warrior two. Bend deeply into your front leg, press into your feet, and then try to keep your left knee over your left ankle as you just lift your left heel up and just kind of notice what happens when that happens. Your inner hips turn on a little bit. Mine did. Here. Adductors. All right. From here, drop your left heel down. See if you can pick up your left toes. Ooh. So your left shin work a little bit. And then drop it down. And then straighten your front leg. Come into your goddess squat. Again, try to find those even hips. So pull the front of the hips up, back of the hips down. So tailbone goes down, hip points pick up. Bend your knees more. Squeeze the knees outward. And then maybe you lift up both heels this time. And then heels come down, straighten the leg. Toes come in. Fold between your legs, cores engage as you come down. Let your head grow heavy. Shake your head, yes and no. Take a few moments here. And then walk yourself to the top of the mat. Step your left foot back. You can add a quick vinyasa, but we're going to come on to our butt. So if you'd like, you can just drop the knees down, swing the legs in front, and come onto your back. And then as you arrive, draw the knees into your chest and give yourself a big squeeze. Rock a little left and right. From here, you'll place your left foot on the ground. Grab your right leg, straighten the leg. Flex and point your toes a couple of times. Circle out the ankle. I like to also rock my outer arch up and then draw it back down, so a flat foot. And then press my inner arch up. Come back to that flat foot. And then you're just going to draw that right ankle over your left leg. Press your right thigh away. Move your hips to the right. Drop the shape to the left. Right arm can reach out to the right and you can look to the right. And just relax the shoulders, soften your jaw. Breathe deeply. Deep breath in. Cleansing breath out. Another inhale. Stay for your exhale. And draw yourself back through center. Move your hips back through center. Both feet can come to the floor. Windshield wiper the knees left and right, side to side here a couple of times. And then we'll take it to the other side. So your right foot will ground down and then your left ankle will cross. Nope, sorry. Right foot stays grounded. You grab behind your left thigh first. And then you point and flex your toes. Circle out the ankle in one direction and then the other. You could flatten the foot, and then roll your outer arch up. Bring it back through neutral. Roll your inner arch up. Draw it back through neutral. Circle it out again. And then place your left ankle over your right leg. Flex your top toes, and then press your left thigh away. From here, move your hips to the left. Drop the shape to the right. Left arm can reach out to the left, and you can look to the left. Take another couple of breaths here. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Draw the legs back through center. Unravel your legs. Now here you can find your happy baby, grabbing the outsides of the knees or the outsides of the feet. So you can rock a little left and right. Maybe here you find a happy baby, rocking a little left and right as well. Maybe you straighten one leg and then rebend it, and then straighten the other, rebend it. Rock a little side to side. Press your thighs out. Take another breath wherever you are. And whenever you're ready, you'll end in your Shavasana, or maybe you end in a butterfly. It is a short class today, so maybe you want to get into your hips a little bit, so you end in a butterfly. Or maybe you want to end in knee knocker, legs up the wall. Take a shape that feels restorative and gentle for you. And allow yourself to relax and soften. And I'll lead you through a quick body scan here today. So just take a moment to notice where the body is touching the floor beneath you. Allow the body to grow heavy and dense. And then draw your awareness to your feet, feeling as your feet grow heavy, your toes grow heavy, your ankles grow heavy. Trace your awareness up your shin bones, allowing your shin bones to grow denser as your calf muscles soften and the skin softens. See if you can relax the knees. Soften the thighs, the quads, the bone, the hamstring. And relax the glutes. As you soften the belly, can you relax the low back? Can you soften the rib cage as you relax the mid-back? Feel the softness of the chest as you release your upper back. Allow the shoulders to relax, upper arms, elbows, forearms and fingers. Tracing your awareness back up the arms, allow the throat to soften, the jaw softens, the eyes soften. Relax the back of the skull and the forehead and the crown of the head. As you breathe in, fully fill the body with prana, with life force, with your intentions. Then as you exhale, fully release, fully surrender, let go. Shavasana. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Invite little movements in your fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. You can find a full morning stretch, reaching through your fingers, reaching through your toes, waking up your body. And draw the knees into your chest and give yourself a big squeeze. Rock a little side to side here. When you feel ready, you can rock and roll yourself up and pass through a fetal position. Find a comfortable seat. Hands can come to heart center. Shoulders can relax down and back, and you can lift through the crown of the head. We'll share 2 breaths and then an om. You can join in or just listen. Take a deep breath in. Cleansing breath out. Do that again. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Breathing into om. Om. Thank you so much for joining me in your practice today. The light, the shadow, all within me respects all that lives within you. Thank you so much for coming out. I hope to see you soon, maybe tomorrow for a quite spicier class. And then see y'all on Saturday. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you. Let me know if here or in my DMs if you prefer a Tuesday at 5 or a Thursday at 6:30 class, and which one fits better for you. Still debating on some things. Tuesdays. Ooh, kickboxing. That sounds fun. Cool. All right, I might just keep doing a little bit of alternating for a little bit, but we'll figure it all out. And see y'all soon.